Hello, Victor here. Well, I got a new video. It's called Can You Go Out of Body at Will? Well, this was an ability that Jesus had, and there's plenty of people on the planet that can do this now. And it's time that we started to find out a way to escape this prison planet, and you can't do it inside a body, let me tell you right now. So, we have some new information about what is out there in space beyond the moon in the fourth dimension. Well, I'll just give you this person's first name, Jim. Jim had an out-of-body experience that I need to forward to anybody who can go out of body at will. Jim posted this from a video on YouTube called, "Is This a Cosmic Prison Planet?" And Jim says, "A few years ago, I left my body. I was in space moving at a great speed going past the moon when this white glow of a figure of a person stopped me and said, 'Stop, you must go back.' I looked at it and said, 'No, I want to go home.' The figure of a man said again, 'You must return.' Then all of a sudden something got a hold of me from behind and pulled me backwards. I could not stop it. It was like a cord strapped to my back and was pulling me back to Earth. I could see the Earth coming towards me. I could also see the sun, the moon, and stars. I could hear the sound of a wishing sound. It was like Star Trek with the stars moving very fast but going backwards. The next thing, I was back in my body. I have left my body many times now, and I believe this is a prison planet. I am telling the truth. There is a massive difference between a dream and leaving your body, that's for sure." And that's the end of his post. Okay, so how do we know if what Jim is saying is true? Well, for one thing, I find it hard to believe that the Archons would leave a fourth dimensional energy net unguarded. So what Jim ran into was the Archon security force. I tell you in my video series that no one on this planet has ever escaped. It would seem that there is more of a police force and not so much energy net out there. Yes, this was a true out-of-body experience. Well, okay, now we have some information on what is waiting if we go too far out of body. This is why it is paramount that we get our Creator God abilities returned to us. If we can't do this, the Archons have the upper hand on us. We need to have the same tools that the Archons have, which is Creator God abilities. When Jim told the Archon that he wanted to go home, he could not get there. For one thing, he has no idea where home is. Also, well, the home that he's talking about, and the Archon knew this, because they can read the person's mind. Also, if you encounter any fourth dimensional being, do not argue unless you have your abilities back again. He should have said, "Okay, I will go back." Then he should have thought, turn around, then give himself a command. "I am now 20 feet above my house." That way he could have stayed out of body. I have replied to Jim not to go too far when he takes a trip out of body. I've also told him about trying to get his abilities back when he is out of body. I have not heard back from him yet. We need to find all the people that can leave their bodies at will. There are more and more people that can do this now. When a person is out of body, they have a better chance of regaining their abilities. Well, it's the only chance they have of regaining their abilities because you agreed to give them up to incarnate on this planet with the Archons, a soul agreement, a contract made by you and them, and you were out of body at the time. You were without body. So, in order to get those Creator God abilities back, you have to be out of body. It's for sure we're not going to do it in our bodies. If you know of anyone that can do this, please have them reply to this video. The more people we can find, the better for all of us. Anyone who can leave their body at will needs to have this information. First, we need to revoke all agreements we ever made with these archons. Next, we need to have all Creator God's abilities returned to us so that we are on an even playing ground with these beings. This is a very serious thing. We need to take responsibility for finding out just how to get this done. There is nothing more important than getting this done. Nothing on this planet, not a nuclear war, nothing, okay? Because we are in a trap, and we're going to stay in this trap until we find a way out of it. We're going to be reincarnated over and over again till time immemorial if we don't start getting serious about it. Okay, enough of that. You've heard of war? Well, believe me, that little ride that Jim took back to his body that the Archon police gave him was just a sample of the abilities they have. We need people that can go out there, try to regain their abilities back again, and we need people here processing the information that they and others like you that go out of body and bring back from each trip that you take. The people that go out of body will bring back the information, what happened. We need to know so we can process that information. And I am more than willing to do that, and I'm sure there's others that are very knowledgeable on this subject that can add some information to it as well. You will be paving the way for others to escape when their bodies expire. That is, if you participate in this endeavor. If anyone is going to escape this prison, we need the same tools that the jailers are using, and if we can't do that, you and the rest of us won't escape. The only way is if the Archons let us leave, which won't happen without the other planet's agreement, or we stay here until the next creation cycle begins. This could be billions of years or more. These Archons and their prisoners, which are us, are playing a game. They have locked the doors very well, but there is a way to escape. We just have to find it. There is no absolute. I mean, they've created as close as you can get to it, but trust me, there's a way out. In my next video, I will explain what to do when you are out of body to try and regain your abilities. This video will be called Escape the Archon Trap and Regain Your Abilities. So look for that. I hope to have it up here before Thanksgiving anyway. I thank you for listening, and like I say, if you know of anybody that can go out of body at will, have them reply to this video. Let's get started, because after this lifetime, your memory gets wiped, and you won't even, how long it's going to take you to figure out even that you're a spiritual being again. I don't know. We got to get started, and we got to put some technology on the line here about the fourth dimension and what we can do, even though we're limited in the state we're in. I truly believe there's a way out of any prison. I mean, even Alcatraz was breakable. So they thought they had island there, and so this is our Alcatraz in space right here, and it's time that we learn what the commands are. We have to try a few things. I mean, it's time to experiment because there's no instructions on this at all. Okay, so look for my next series or next video. I thank you for listening again. Bye for now.